Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 198.
198.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mousefan Travel. They can book Walt Disney World and other Disney vacations. Today we're going to be talking a lot about the Beach Club Resort. And that's something they can give you advice, get you the best deal. And definitely in Disney destinations around the world and other destinations as well.
Not to mention cruises.
And cruises too, yep.
And also our official ticket agency, Maple Leaf Tickets, the best deals on tickets in town. Check them out. And as Denise mentioned before, we're going to start off at the Beach Club, Disney's Beach Club Resort. Denise just celebrated a very special birthday, a 50th birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
So we decided to celebrate that, splurge a little, and get a club level room here at the Beach Club Resort. We did get a cast member, friends, and family rate from a good friend of ours.
Right, so it was a better deal. We just did the one night. That's generally what we do on property. We've done Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom Lodge in the past, and we've
for
been
club
here,
level experiences.
Right, so maybe once every couple of years we do it.
And it's nice if you are able to check in early. They were extremely nice to us. We were able to check in right when we got there at 10 o'clock in the morning, so we took full advantage of the time, and they even gave us a late checkout. So it was really great, a great way to start our little trip.
And we were told that late checkout, it used to be that you were to call housekeeping like in the morning, but now you tell them as soon as you arrive that that's what you would like, and they'll try to see if they can do that.
And that's a very important lesson to learn, because if you wait, again, as you said, it's the complete opposite as you'd think. And the good news is we had much more time to enjoy this awesome view here.
And it was a really good view. And the one thing about, if you've never stayed at the Yacht and Beach Club, Disney's Yacht and Beach Club, not all the rooms have balconies. Like ours had a little tiny mini balcony, so maybe most of them have at least that, and then some have the full balconies, but the view was spectacular, so you could even just sit on the bed and
see this, like right from the bed. Incredible. This is it's hard to beat that. And
Stormalong Bay, it's like a mini water park. It's incredible. It's really the nicest of the pools that Walt Disney World owns. And really just to be able to see it from above. But then later, a bunch of times we went down too.
Oh yeah, I think I swam a little bit more, but you even went in 3 separate times. That was another nice thing about checking out later, is we were able to swim and actually have a shower and all that stuff. Although we swam again, you can still swim after you check out, and there's a health club that has nice warm showers and H2O products, so you can still enjoy the facilities after you check out of your room.
And here is the club level. This is the Stone Harbor Club Lounge, and they have 4 different times each day. This is the breakfast time, and we ended up doing this a couple of different times. They had meats. Some of the items change each day, like there were meats the first day and cheeses the second day, but they didn't have like meat and cheese. And then they had cut fruit. They had fresh, all day they had fresh fruit, which was nice. They had bagels and muffins. You can see that back there. Now, if you haven't either been to the Stone Harbor Club Lounge or you haven't been in a long time, last year they did a whole remodel of this, and they double or triple the size of this area.
It's much bigger and much nicer, I think.
It is really nice.
They said they took out 2 rooms in order to do this, and there's a bathroom up there now. It's a very, very nice lounge, maybe one of the nicest lounges that we have seen in these club levels.
It is, I mean, as far as room, like if you want to go and, like I would go get my oatmeal, it's not like you don't have anybody anywhere near you because they're off doing something else. And again, the fruit is there all day. There's a few times when the club is closed just for a little bit. But otherwise, it's there from morning till night.
I thought it was a very good breakfast. I certainly was not hungry after that. And what was different this year is when we checked in, they offered us champagne.
Well, we had that also at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, but we didn't have it, I don't think, at the other couple times that we've stayed. So, and this was like a pink champagne, which it was really good. And you could get it anytime. You could ask for this during your visit anytime. So that was very nice.
And there's breakfast again. I should also mention there is a snack period that we're not showing just because of time constraints, but it was upgraded. That was a huge upgrade. We're going to put all of this together and do a separate video showing all the club level offerings, and of course we'll include the snacks, but that was really good.
Well, that was certainly the most upgraded of anything that has happened in the club level here since I can remember.
And we'll get into much more about that when we look at the dinner time offerings, but now we're going to look at Stormalong Bay, our favorite resort pool. And one thing that is of interest, there is sand on the bottom of this pool. So when you're walking around, unless it's over your head, you have this awesome feeling of walking in the sand, almost like you're at the beach. So I really like that aspect.
And this is a 3-acre, I mean, you have more, not just one pool, you have a lazy river, you have pools, you have several spas. This is really an incredible, as far as Walt Disney World pools go, it is really a great location. I mean, you have the Four Seasons, which is incredible, but this is certainly
it is outstanding.
Top-notch.
Would you say it really is your favorite Walt Disney World resort pool?
Of the Walt Disney World owned resorts, yes.
Oh, and there's the family hot tub there, which we took advantage of. And there's that deep, lazy river. And I was very impressed that you went into the deep, lazy river and floated around many laps, actually.
Only because I had a noodle. Like, if I didn't have a noodle, I'm not going into the deep end, because I never really learned to swim. No, not just I never really learned to swim. I really, really never learned to swim, and I can't go underwater or anything.
We had a good time, and I have a lot of video of that with the GoPro. So we'll put some of our adventures swimming around in the in all this whole area. I'll have a POV of all that coming soon.
It really is a lot of fun, and this one actually says it's for 18 and up, which is the first time I've ever really seen much of anything from Walt Disney World resorts saying 18 and up. You know, as far as pools or anything, like if you go to the Four Seasons, they actually have an adult pool. If you go to Gaylord Palms, they have an adult pool. So this is different for Walt Disney World, and I've always kind of thought they should,
right?
You know,
well,
kind of
there are
expand to
two
that.
other hot tubs there
Right.
for anybody, so it's not a big deal. Right next to the one we just saw was another one on the other side of the rocks by that waterfall there, and that is for anybody. So it's nice if you want to have an adult experience. You don't want anybody maybe jumping into the hot tub as we've seen before. It's kind of
usually
nice
the kids that do the jumping.
Correct.
So.
I would hope so. I would hope it's not me jumping in. Now we're going to look at probably my favorite part of all, the pirate slide here.
Well, I have never been on the slide. I don't really do too much with water slides, but it's 230 feet. It's supposed to resemble a shipwreck, and it is, I'm going to say, probably the biggest one on Disney property, but I'm not positive on that.
As far as water slides,
Yes.
I think so. I'm pretty sure it's the highest one.
That's what I was thinking, but I'm not sure. You know, but it is incredible. And all of this, the Stormalong Bay area is for guests of the Walt Disney World Yacht and Beach Clubs, just like any other resort is. But they'll scan your Magic Band. They are much stricter here than any place else because this is where everybody wants to be.
Right, and I think that's for the better. It can get crowded. The advice I would give, this was shut at about 10:30 in the morning. If you get right at opening, I believe it was 9 o'clock that the pool opened, it doesn't start to get crowded until around noon, and then noontime on, most of the afternoon, it can be crowded. At least the slide, the water slide here. I was able to walk all the way up. As a matter of fact, that girl kind of just ran around me, so there was nobody there at 10:30.
Well, the pool area also was more crowded in the afternoon. Once it hit dinner time, it was great, and it was not as, sunny, so I liked it better.
So are you ready to go? Come on, Denise, let's go. We're going
I'm
to go
not-
right
yes,
through here.
this is the only
sliding.
way I'll ever go on
I
this.
can see those feet of yours going down
No,
this tube. No problem. No, not for you?
No, you know that.
Well, I do. I'm just teasing. I grew up at River Country. I like these kind of slides. This is actually much faster than those old River Country
I don't
slides.
really like even my face getting wet. Like
Well, then you're not going to like this.
No, I won't.
The splash, even me, I went fully underwater
I would go underwater, and then I would be like, which way up? Which way up? Like,
Well, up.
I don't go underwater.
Your body will go up. It will go upwards.
I would start kicking. Like, I would feel like that's it for me. So I don't do these. So it's okay.
Anyway, we did have a great time at the pool, and now we're going to be back up at club level. Look at this. This is a nice hidden
that.
Mickey there.
With it, and look at the bananas are like dolphins. I thought that was really cool.
They did a great job with this. Somebody, one of the other guests was very nice. They said, "Are you done getting your pictures and video? Because I'm going to eat Mickey's head there." And he came in and he took some of that stuff and ate
But
it.
it wasn't meant to eat.
I think it might have been meant to eat.
I don't
It may
know.
have
I
been.
thought it was just a decoration.
It was very thoughtful, though. And these are the more like the dinner time hors d'oeuvres. And this was quite the good selection. I thought this was better than we've seen in the past at other these club level places.
And we thought we might end up going to a dinner, but we didn't need to. I mean, there was plenty of items here. It's not like we need, a ton of food. So there was the cheeses. You can see that in breads and
Dates?
Yes, they had a couple, and they had a couple of, or figs.
Oh yeah,
figs.
I'm sorry, figs. Yes.
And
dates.
look at this. I mean, hummus and everything. It was actually really nice.
Yeah, I mean, other times that we've stayed at these club level places, we've had to go to dinner because there weren't enough things we liked, but not the case. Look at these nice chicken skewers there.
That was very good.
I love that they had a little bit of a spice, more of an Indian type flavor, and that's why you had the samosas. I guess the motif of the evening was the Indian-inspired items.
I haven't had a samosa in a while, and I love those. You know, like I have family that's from India, so it's something that I get when I can.
And here are the wine and beer selections. They have a grapefruit beer, by the way, from Germany, which was really good. And they're pouring you your wine right there.
Right. I didn't go too crazy. I did have a few of the champagnes, you know.
Well, this is a time to try things because, you know, it's included. They're different. So, and I should mention a change from previous years. They open the beers for you right there, right in front of you. So other years you were able to bring one or two back to the room if you wanted. Now they would have to be opened.
I bet there were too many in the refrigerator, so that, you
Going
know,
to
then,
waste.
Yeah, right. I'm sure they probably had to throw them out. And here are the desserts. And on the two evenings, it was the same items. It was exactly the same, but they moved them around. And I would say also breakfast was different, the dinner was different, but then the snacks were the same. And the snacks were like, I mean, there were like 10 items in snacks.
And we'll show all that in the separate video. And you mentioned too, I know we told you we stayed one night, but you are welcome to use all the facilities on the day you check out as well. So we did take advantage of that. And I'm just kind of showing, now there are cordials involved also with the dessert. And we're going to show those in a minute.
But we're going to also take a look around the room. The seating here is very big, I think bigger than certainly it used to be.
Right, and that's the new area we mentioned where they took away the 2 rooms to expand. So very nice. Here is a close-up of the cordials we talked about. I think I had a Bailey's and coffee to end the evening. Overall, again, I think it was a great stay. Hopefully you had a great birthday. 50 years of goodness, right?
50 years.
And let's kind of wrap it up.
It was a great stay. There were a few items in the club level that were also cut back. So I will have a detailed article of the good and not always as good. But overall, look at that view. That's the view we had, and it was incredible.
Yeah, that's spectacular.
Yes, so we had a great time.
And one of the biggest benefits of staying at the beach club is location. I'm surprised we didn't mention that earlier. While we were there, of course, we took advantage of that location and had a very brief walk over to Epcot.
Which we've also been to like twice since then.
That's right. That's very true. We love Epcot.
We go a lot.
So while we were at Epcot, of course, they are already getting ready for the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. Is it internet or am I confusing
it is international. No, they're both international now.
Okay.
I don't think they've always been. So Epcot is my favorite of the parks here. And I'll say the Flower and Garden is my favorite event. Food and Wine, not so much. But I still enjoy, you know, going around and trying some samples.
This is a new development. They've actually completely closed off this little area where you would normally go to in front of the...
This is the Imagination Walkway, and it's totally blocked off. I guess they're going to be doing more than they normally do here. It used to be that the only place you would get food and wine is in World Showcase, but that changed. Was it last year or the year before?
Last year with all the cheese over there, and
they
then
had
put
the chew
a lot
area,
of more Future World offerings.
So they keep, you know, expanding it into Future World now. So it's still mainly in World Showcase, but they're starting to really, every year they'll probably be creeping into, it's going to be like a whole park probably.
Well, speaking of creeping in, we took a look at the Germany train station here, and it's already fully decorated for the Food and Wine Festival. This nun over here is looking like she's looking forward to the festival, looking happily at the sign there.
Everybody's ready for the festival, but the Germany, and I thought this was interesting, this was 2 weeks ago that they started this. Usually the train display in Germany will celebrate the festivals, but they start around the time that the regular festival starts.
There's a lot of action going on. You got a couple kissing there, somebody having a drink, this person over there, and there's also zombies. So how?
I don't think there's.
Yes, there is fully zombies
from
from the game. There's zombies are there.
I know nothing about that.
So what a connection.
But I just thought this was like a month before the festival started, probably early. About a month, and usually it's around the festival time. So I just thought that was very interesting.
So this stage here in Germany has been sitting here since the Flower and Garden Festival, kind of doing nothing.
Well, it was supposed to, we had been told that was going to be used, and now
At
it
the
is being
Flower and
used
Garden,
right
right.
at the Flower and Garden, but it hasn't been used at all. And now it just started. A band is now in there.
That's right. And here is a look at that band now. And it's Margaret Almer, right? And the Bavarian band?
Margaret Almer and the Bavarian band. And I looked her up online, and I mean, you could even find like a video of her, almost like a music, a music
They're very
video.
big in Germany.
Well, she's Austrian. I don't know. I wouldn't say they're very big, but she's had a long career. And I guess she does festivals and such now, and now Epcot.
And now we're at the Four Seasons. This is a special for Dining Month.
Well, it's called Magical Dining Month, and it goes through October 2nd. And it's not only here. There's like 90 locations in Orlando where you can get a $33 prefix meal. I think that's how you say it. 3 courses, and Ravello probably would be at the top of my list. I love the Four Seasons.
Absolutely. Never you can go wrong with the Four Seasons.
No, and we love all the restaurants here. Ravello is my favorite. And I mentioned there were 3 courses, but we actually had 5. This is a tomato and mozzarella focaccia. It is an additional $5 charge on top of, if optional.
Well worth it, though. I thought it was very good.
If we went, we would split this. This was excellent. Now, for the first course, there is a choice of 3 items. This is one of them. It is a carpaccio. Jeff tried all 3.
And you tried 2 of the 3.
I did. And I had the Caesar salad, which is what I'm looking at here.
Classic Caesar.
Yes. And I just want to mention the employees of the Four Seasons are always phenomenal. So
Absolutely.
We're looking at one of them here. The most unique item of the first courses is an artichoke tart. I don't know if I was really like, oh, I'm going to try this, but you said
I pushed
should
it
try
on you.
it. Yes.
The bottom line is, I said you need to try this. It was really, really good, and I think you enjoyed it.
I did. Of course I did. I mean, it's so creamy inside. It is a heavier option than the salad, so I'd probably still go with the salad, but it was excellent. And next we're heading into the spaghetti course, or they call it the pasta course. It is the spaghetti. It is not included. It's an extra $9 charge.
And it's house made. It has a unique flavor to it that I like very much. I would absolutely recommend this.
I would get this also if we were dining here again. Absolutely. Next, this is my dish. It's called Polo, and it's the herb grilled chicken, and it is probably the best chicken I've ever had. I think I've had it one other time, and I ended up taking, it was so huge, and it's so juicy, and just
you would
the best
never
chicken
think
ever.
to order the chicken, and it turns out it's one of the most popular dishes there, according to the chef.
On a price fixed meal, I would normally go with a beef item over chicken, but I would go with that. That is the one I would choose.
Yeah, I agree. I got to try some of that chicken, and it was so juicy. It was outstanding. And because we were having extra courses, the waiter recommended the redfish that you're seeing here as a lighter option.
Now that includes crushed olive oil potatoes and broccolini. I don't eat fish. You enjoyed that one.
Fresh and flavorful.
But we're going to be heading into the ribeye, which is a $35 extra charge. We have had it before. We do love Ravello, and this is a 16-ounce prime dry aged ribeye. And it includes he has a special rub and grilled asparagus and roasted potatoes. And we split this among 4. There were 4 or 5 of us, so we each got to have a little bit. And this is, Ravello is a casual dining option, but that is a prime steak.
Absolutely. That could be served at Kappa, no problem.
Absolutely.
Upstairs.
So prime beef, but still in a casual setting, and to me that's a good thing.
Let's talk desserts.
So there's 2 different desserts. We had them on one plate. The first one is a Florida strawberry crostata, which is right there, as well as it includes a mango passion fruit sorbet, and then hazelnut budino, I think that's how you say it, with salted caramel and a chocolate crisp. I'm all over the chocolate. The chocolate for me is like, once I have chocolate, that's it,
And we had a very special dessert that came also.
Well, first I had the cupcake, and I just really appreciate that they thought of my birthday. I had mentioned it in passing like a week earlier, and I wasn't expecting.
What
so
a very nice. That was so nice.
Absolutely,
And that was
really
the day
great.
after we had stayed at the beach club. So it was a very nice birthday bonus, I think.
And then we also there's Chef Fabrizio, and he is phenomenal, and we always like to see him over at the resort.
Oh, absolutely.
He's from Italy, and he really brings such a uniqueness to Ravello, and that's why it's my favorite restaurant at the resort.
All are fantastic.
They are.
But Ravello, I would have to say, is my favorite too. Plus, we had one of the best character meals ever there.
Oh, we did. We did that a couple years ago now. It's been a while. They've been open over 2 years. Anyway, I always love this chandelier. It's fireworks inspired, and Magical Dining Month to me is a great time to go in and have something to eat and also take a look around the resort, which is absolutely stunning.
Definitely get there a little early and check it out. It is gorgeous. So now we're moving on to the Swan and Dolphin resorts. We were offered a chance to take a swan boat, something we've always wanted to do.
Well, they have swan boats here, and it reminds me so much of like the Magic Kingdom used to have swan boats. So we almost did it last time. But
we wanted to wait until it was 105.
It was really hot that day.
It was not hot enough that first day. And here, look at, even in that heat, we're pedaling along that thing.
It's funny because sometimes the heat will get to me. It was fine on the boat, but I actually...
It was sweltering on the boat, but
it
was worth it. It was well worth it.
It was a really good time. I mean, you can't go too far, which is good because, when you're pedaling along, to try to aim it in any specific direction takes a little bit of work.
I like that they have a roof. There's room in the back. We could have had some...
there I am.
And there's you, hard at work. So look at that. I have evidence that you were pedaling. It's very hard to steer that thing when you don't pedal at the same speed. So we had to work on that. Synchronized pedaling.
Now, and sometimes just sitting there and enjoying the view because it is a different view than you can get in many other, really in any other way.
Beautiful reflections. A lot of nice reflections off the water.
I loved it. It's $20 for 30 minutes. It says on the boat that it can handle up to 5 guests. I'm not sure if generally that's how many go out on it.
Only 2 pedal, though. So if you can work it out where you're in the back being chauffeured around the lake, that's the best deal of all.
I really enjoyed this experience, and it's something a little unique. And like when I put up the pictures, everybody's like, I want to be on the swan boat. And there's 2 other, they're kind of sitting there just enjoying the view, I think.
And you may have noticed a little extra sand on the beach before, and that kind of plays into our next little segment.
Sandtastic, which is through, Labor Day weekend is the second weekend of it, and that will be it for the year. But we talked to Gino Marasco, and he's going to introduce himself and the event.
Good afternoon, Gino Marasco, the Director of Sales and Marketing here at the Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin.
And we're here for Sandtastic Weekends. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Sandtastic Weekends is a new event that we're putting on. So this is hopefully the first annual of many. As you can see behind me, we've got over 100 tons of sand that we brought in, and the idea is to create a demand generator to come to Walt Disney World last couple weekends of the summer. So a lot of our folks up in the Northeast are still out in the summertime, so have a chance to come down, have one more great vacation, put a good package together, do some sand sculpting, have some demonstrations, interaction with the children, enjoy the Florida beautiful weather here, have a bite to eat, and just have a good time.
How did you choose Sandtastic as your theme for these weekends?
One of our members of our team lives in the Clearwater area and goes to Clearwater Beach, and the last 2 summers saw this group do sand sculpting demonstrations down in Clearwater. So we partnered with them and brought them up to our beach and said, hey, would this work if we had enough sand to bring in to maybe do something at our beach, tie it around our hotel, the Walt Disney World theme. And so in the conversations we had with them, we said, yeah, it actually would be a good fit. So we brought them up here about 6 months ago, took a lay of the land and realized that this would be a great opportunity to try to enhance the guest experience the last couple of weeks of the summer.
And there's so many, the resort, the restaurant, so it's a nice little bonus here. You have all kinds of Disney characters.
Exactly. There's so much to do here at Walt Disney World, and besides the 4 fantastic theme parks, the water parks, downtown, or Disney Springs, excuse me, so much to do. We said, what else can we do to help entice the guests? We know that a lot of guests are going to go to the theme parks the first part of the day, and sometimes they come back at 2, 3 o'clock and rest up a little bit. So instead of going to the room, we said, let's come down to the beach and spend some time out here and learn about sculpting some sand.
And the schedules are online.
Schedule are online. We have it the last 2 weekends, so it's going to be a full day packed on Saturday and Sunday, both this weekend and next weekend, Labor Day weekend, culminating with the Kickoff Classic, the first annual Kickoff Classic in Orlando with Florida State and Ole Miss, and you can watch the game out here at the Cabana Bar.
All right. Well, thanks very much.
All right. My pleasure. Thank you.
And we had a really fun time just checking out all these, all the characters, especially on the sculpture. I know Stitch has been added since then, but you can check out the website, the Swan and Dolphin website, for information like demonstrations and such that they're doing.
Right. It's a very nice event. You never know what's going to pop up there as far as the sand sculptures.
Yes.
So we always enjoy that. So now we're going to talk about something that's happening in just a few days. I can't believe it, actually.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party starts this Friday.
Halloween is different in Orlando. Halloween starts in early September. You know,
Absolutely.
it's different than the rest of the country.
So here we are with all the 7 dwarfs last year. If you want to know about the Halloween party, if you go into the first one, we will link to our full show with tips and everything you need to know about the party. And of course, we'll cover it fully. And next week, we'll be talking all about this year's edition.
Right. I mean, it will be a little different this year, but that gives you an idea. Thanks to MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
That's right, our official travel agency and also our official ticket agency, Maple Leaf Tickets. Thanks everyone for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.